Hello,
Hello, welcome to
welcome to our first episode of To Be Solved, and
where
today
we solve mysteries.
Yep, and today we're talking about
The Dvaytlov Pass. The reason we decided to make this channel was because of today.
to just solve different mysteries.
Yeah.
The theories. I think we think most.
Yes.
Theories to figure out.
It's our theories of unsolved mysteries. But anyways, let's get into our first episode.
And we think that it was back in,
I don't remember what time, but it was wild
50 years ago, basically.
The Soviet Union was still around, so
yeah,
you
that's
kinda get the
that's an
timeline.
important part of this story that we
Yes.
have. Our
So,
theory.
if you haven't heard of the Dvaytlov Pass, it's actually it's like this really big conspiracy theory thing that took place in Russia, hence the name Dyatlov. And it was named the Dyatlov Pass. Actually, it was originally called Dead Mountain. I didn't tell you this, but then it was named Dyatlov after the Dyatlov 9, which traveled there, and then 8 of them were found dead.
Yep.
Do you want to give us part of the theory?
Yep, I'll give you part of it. So, let's go back to, where they were going to the top. It would take, a few days.
It would take a few months.
Take a few months. And she's the one who kind of introduced this to me, so
Yes.
I'm telling the
I
story.
brought this up. We were talking about.
We both had different theories.
Yeah.
She thought it was the Soviets, and I thought it was
She
one of
thought
them
someone
went
went
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. So,
Well, first she said Yeti, and then she said, wait, no, one of them went insane.
yeah, because once you go up in the mountains, I've heard that sometimes the, air can get
Like
you to go a little
altitude?
crazy. Yeah, so I thought
Make
they
you turn
killed
into
them.
me.
Yeah. So some of them were poor and they had to sneak on.
All of them were very poor, supposedly. Where some of them actually, they all had to pull their money together, and some of them had to sneak on.
Yeah, and then there was these 2 brothers who, like we said, all of them were poor.
Yes.
So, and then somehow they paid for the tickets, even though they were
the
poor.
one brother,
Yeah.
who was actually the only survivor, he paid for he and his brother's tickets to get on.
Mm-hmm.
And they came from a very poor family, so.
Yeah, which is very weird. And so they got there,
Yep.
and they introduced him and stuff. They introduced all each other. And then they started going up the mountain. This dude, one of the brothers, the brother dude, was
the
like,
one who had all the
hell
money.
no, I'm getting out of here. And then
Yeah.
he went back down. He went back down.
Supposedly.
Yep. And then a few days later, 3 days before the accident happened where everyone
That's
dies.
when he left.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, so they were writing in their journals, and it was the last journal entry most of them had made, where they were like, okay, this is our
we're heading up to the
we're
top.
heading up to the mountain.
Yeah. They're all excited. And
yeah.
they all seem sane then.
Yes.
They're all like, yay.
And remember, that one guy, he left 3 days ago.
And they took a picture, though. And
They
there was
took
this dude in the
pictures.
background that no one knew who he was.
And my theory is it's either a Soviet, or it could be the guy, because I don't know how pudgy this guy is. But I think it is the guy who came back, and then I think he was a Soviet that kind of, we both do. We think he was a Soviet who, they went to a bomb testing area on Dead Mountain, now known as the Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah.
And so they went back. Then he saw that they were still there, and he said, "Hey, put off this fake missile.
Yeah.
Well, a real missile, but as a warning in a different area. Well, you will see the light of a missile. If I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this, but you would see the light of a missile coming from hundreds of meters away. And so they might have seen it, thought it was that. Some of them actually took pictures. That's why there's an unexplained light in 2 of them. And then my brain left the chat.
And then they cut up the tent and they
From
climbed
the inside,
out.
they all ran out.
And they scattered all different directions.
Yeah.
They were so panicked. They're like, holy crap. And they didn't even have time to put their clothes on.
Yeah,
That's where they're running around half naked.
And so then 2 or 3 of them went off in one direction, and then they were found with radiation on their clothing, multiple wounds, and close by there was a piece of metal which also had very high levels of radiation, where it's actually dangerous. And the other bodies, and they were all found months after,
Yeah, they're
everything.
all like a long time away.
Yeah, some of them were actually found like 3 months after the other bodies were found. And so the other like few, like they all split off in different directions. One went that way and never found the body to that one. Then some of them took off this way and they were found missing eyes, tongues, and a head.
That's where that dude came in that left earlier. We think that he came back and he's like, hey, Soviet Union guys, these guys escaped from the missile. I have to go kill them, or he sent someone to kill them. And then he killed them all, because that would explain why their tongue and head was ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because or else you would have seen a weapon.
Wouldn't do that.
Or else, a missile wouldn't do that. And you would have seen the knife. If someone in the group that was found dead had that, it could have been the other guy, though, that ran off.
Yeah, maybe.
But you would have found a weapon and probably a trace of blood. But the Soviets, we all know they were very smart.
Mm-hmm.
They were, actually. It's kind of terrifying.
And they were doing experiments, right? So they might have had one during the mountains and they didn't want them to find it. They're like, hell, no, you're not finding this. We're killing you all. So, yeah.
And that would explain why the other one was never found, but was said to have, like, run off. And then this, like, the brother who we think did it, he slipped up during an interview, like, one of the many, well, not one of the many, but one of the few interviews that, I can English, one of the few interviews that was done on the Dyatlov Pass, they interviewed the brother who left to ask him about his thoughts, and
it was before they found most of the bodies, or like the tent or anything. It's basically before they found the journals.
It's before they had found the tent. That's all they had found.
Yeah, they haven't found the journals or anything either.
Or they had found him, but they hadn't let the brother see him.
Yeah. So it was, and then he was all going on about like, look at all
the
the
bodies were so
scatters. They're
gruesome.
Scattering. Yeah.
But when he was supposed to not be there, he said, and before that, he had said he had left.
Yeah, 3 days earlier, before before it all happened.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense. How would he know? Maybe he was just guessing, but that's still really weird. Because they didn't know if they were dead or not. They could still be alive then. So that's our theory, guys. Put it in the comments. What do you think?
Yeah.
Next episode is going to be on
Wormholes.
Boom.